Hello, my friends. Mama Echo is flying in today to say hi and check on you. Who wants to say hi to Mama Echo? Who? Good. And now, Mama Echo wanted to ask you, owls say who, kind of like the question word who. Who knows how to spell the question who? It's a question word, so what does it start with? WH. It sounds like it would just be H, but it's WH. WHO. Who. Awesome. Let's start our warm up. Baby Echo's going to fly in for this one. A apple A. B bat B. D dog D. E ed E. I itch I. N nut N. O octopus Ah. U up V V. WH W. CH Ch. SH Sh. TH or V. And CK K. Awesome. Now I've been talking to you guys a lot about B&D, and I wanted to show you some pictures to help. So check it out. You know how I've been telling you to think about this as the lips? Well, there's the picture right there that inspires that idea. It's a noisy lip puffing sound. So when we say B, we see those lips first, and we have to say B, B. And then here is our D that has the drum. And he's also got some tap shoes on. He's a really noisy letter. He's making a lot of noise and tapping on that drum. So these pictures might help you see B and D when you're working. Okay, awesome. The next part of our warm up today is our trick words. Try to beat me. Where, there, here. When. What. They, noisy TH. Of. Was. You, your. Great job, everybody. And remember, if these trick words are hard, remember how we talked about mapping them out and looking at the tricky parts and the hard parts that you have to memorize? That's a good thing that you can do when you're looking for some extra practice. Okay, so today we are going to talk about some stories. If you remember last week when we had story time, we were talking about informational and narrative books. Do you remember what that means? So narrative stories have a beginning, a middle, and end with characters. And we read the book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and we thought about the make-believe story of it, the fiction, okay? Check out this book. This book that we're going to look at today is informational. It has facts inside, and it teaches us things. So these are two different kinds of books. Last week we worked on make-believe fictional narrative stories, and today we're going to read about ladybugs. Remember, when we read informational books, we're trying to learn facts. So after each page, I'm going to ask you to stop and tell me a fact that you learned. Ready? Okay. Everyone knows the shiny red beetle with the black dots. It's a common ladybug. Some ladybugs are black with red spots. Some are orange with yellow spots. Some have no spots at all. There are many kinds of ladybugs, and they are all welcome in the garden. What's one fact that you just learned from my reading? Let's learn some more from our informational book. Male and female ladybugs mate in the spring. Then the female lays her bright yellow eggs on a leaf. In about a week, a tiny larva hatches from each egg. What did you learn? The larvae look nothing like adult ladybugs. The larvae are mostly black, with tiny spines and many sections or segments. As soon as they hatch, the larvae go off searching for food. What did you learn? Do we have characters here? No, we have subjects that we're learning about the stages of a ladybug. Like their parents, ladybug larvae love to eat aphids. Aphids are tiny insects that suck plant juices. Aphids multiply quickly, and they can damage crops and garden plants. With its sharp jaws, a ladybug larva crushes an aphid. You know what? Sometimes when we read, we wonder if we're saying something right. I'm saying aphid, but you know what? I'm wondering if it's aphid or aphid. Just like you sometimes don't know how to say things, sometimes teachers don't know too. So you know what I'm doing? I'm looking it up so that I can make sure I pronounce it the right way for you. And let me listen. Aphids. Yeah, I knew it didn't sound right. Listen, I typed it into Google and it tells me the right way. So I was saying aphids, but they're aphids. We all make mistakes, right? That's the new thing I learned from reading today. So one ladybug larva can eat hundreds of aphids. That is why farmers and gardeners love them so much. What did you learn from this page? I learned the right way to pronounce aphids. The larva's body grows bigger, but its skin does not. When the skin becomes too tight, the larva must melt or shed its skin. It has a better fitting skin underneath. And just after molting, the larva's legs are light colored, but they soon turn black. Did you learn anything new? The larva molts 3 or 4 times before it begins the next stage in its life. Then it cements itself to a leaf and sheds its skin once more. This time, there's a hard, dry case under the old skin. The larva is now a pupa. Inside the case, many changes are taking place. In about a week, the case splits open and an adult ladybug crawls out. Its body is soft and moist. It is yellow with no spots. Can you believe that's a ladybug coming out? So cool. Did you learn anything new on those pages? Informational text. We're learning information. Narrative fiction. We were entertained with a story. Let's read a few more pages. The adult rests as its body hardens and its colors change. The ladybug's hard front wings turn red and black. These wings lie over the ladybug's back like a shell, and they pop up when the ladybug flies off in search of aphids, its favorite food. What did you learn on that page? Awesome. So before we move on, I want you to pause and try to picture in your head anything new that you learned from this. Can you tell me one of the facts that you see in your brain and that you remember? For example, I remember seeing that when the adult ladybugs come out, they're not hard yet. They're still moist and like yellowish colored and they don't have spots. What did you learn? What do you see in your brain, in your mind's eye? Okay. So when you have someone read you a story or you start reading your own books over the next few weeks, I want you to be thinking, is it an informational story where you're going to learn something? Or is it a narrative book, a fiction story with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and maybe some make-believe? Okay. So my friends, I want you to know that we are wrapping up today the unit that we've been studying. We've been working on Unit 6 in Foundation. That means soon with your teacher, you are going to be taking a test. And tests are cool because tests allow you to show off everything you've learned and let your teacher know what else he or she might need to teach you. So I want to tell you what's on the test, okay? You need to know the sounds that we've been working on. All of these sounds up here, you need to know them. Don't forget that there's two sounds for W, three sounds for K, and two sounds for Z. Those are going to be on there for sure. And then you're going to have to do 5 words and mark them. All the words have base words and suffix, and some of them, one of them has a glued sound, and one is a bonus letter, and one is a buddy letter. So make sure you know all those things and how to mark them. I think you do. You've been doing all the work with me. I think you're going to be great. What else? And then you're going to do 2 sentences. And in those sentences, there's going to be some trick words. So if you feel like you need any more practice, trick words would be a good thing to practice. Who, what, when, where, there, here, said, are, you, your. Make sure you know all those. And if you don't know them, make sure you know where you can look. Practice looking in your student notebook in the trick word spot. You have your own personal dictionary where you can look them up as long as you know what beginning you hear at the end. So you know what? Before I go today, that's what I want to tell you. Sometimes when kids don't know how to do a word, I say, look it up in your dictionary, in your spelling dictionary in here. So if I'm a kid, here's what I would do. Say I have to write the word does. I would say d d d. Well, I don't think D is the tricky part, so I know it starts with D. And I would go and I would say, okay, well, there's 2 words in here. How do I know which one it is? Well, let me listen. Does. It sounds like a Z at the end. Could this be does? Nope. This has an S at the end. Could that be does? Well, sometimes S sounds like Z. So yes, that is does. So use the part of the words and the sounds you hear when you look them up in your dictionary. All right, good luck on your test. I know you'll be great.